Hey guys, so I want to start off by wishing a very happy 4th of July to all the Americans watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend with great food and a lot of fun and, with people you love. So that's a great starting point for what I'm going to talk about today. Holidays. Holidays without parents. I know I touched on Father's Day and Mother's Day a bit in a previous episode. And then you have the bigger holidays toward the end of the year. But what about holidays like this one, where it's celebrating a country? It's really like a big summer party, the traditions, all of that. When I think about this holiday, I mostly think about my childhood because that's when I would really celebrate it. You're home from school for the summer and when you're with your family, some of the most traditional things you do, go and watch the fireworks, have barbecues at home or at a family member's house, eat fun snacks with a patriotic theme. And I did all of that as a kid. So when I think about this holiday, it really brings back childhood nostalgia for me. And of course, I was with both my mom and my dad during many 4th of Julys. But I also think a lot about my dad because he's also attached to the memories of this holiday because I only knew my dad as a kid. I didn't know him as an adult. And every 4th of July we would celebrate when I was a kid. My dad would always be the one cooking the barbecue. He loved, the typical American food, cheeseburgers, french fries, hot dogs, but mostly cheeseburgers and french fries he loved. So I have this distinct memory of him standing at the grill outside in our yard and he'd play golf in the backyard and I'd be splashing in the pool with my friends and my dad would make sure everybody had their food and he would like to tease and had a very unique sense of humor. And my mom would be there and she'd be making sure everybody had what they needed as well. She's like the storyteller, be telling stories and getting people to laugh and lots of talking. And as a child, I had a social anxiety disorder where I didn't speak out loud a lot, so I was very quiet when there were a lot of people around, but my family was very, loud and boisterous, and it was still home, and it definitely has added to a lot of great memories as a kid, and it included both of my parents. So when I think about this holiday, I think about those memories as a family and my mom and dad leading the pack. So I try to take in this holiday, and sometimes I'll celebrate with friends, sometimes I won't. I'm a very seasonal person, so I do like to still have the patriotic snacks, but it's hard without, my mom and dad, because I know even as an adult, if there was ever a 4th of July party with my family, it would never be the same. It would never be, oh, mom and dad are having a party, dad's cooking at the grill, mom's making sure everybody's okay, making everybody laugh with her big personality and sense of humor. Those were very key moments with my dad because, again, I only had him for 10 years in my life. And this holiday was one where I feel like he was very happy because it was a holiday about having fun and celebrating freedom and being with people you loved and being able to feed them and make them laugh. And I feel like my dad was a very simple man in that way. Family, loved ones, enjoying a burger, and he didn't need much else. So I feel like any adult really at some point in their lives will miss their childhood and have that nostalgia for it. But it's always in my mind, it's always in my heart. Now whenever I have a cheeseburger on the grill during a 4th of July event, I'll think of my dad. And even watching the fireworks, when I do watch them, of course you think about, well, they'd probably like these fireworks. So the grieving process is forever, I've found, and especially comes up on days like this because it's about grieving those childhood memories and grieving my mom and dad, and just learn to be grateful for those memories, those moments. And I know some people never get those family moments because of the situation they're in, or we're not lucky enough to be born into a loving environment. You have hard times in families, but on holidays like today, we celebrated, we were there for each other, we had a good time, and that's really all that matters. So again, again, I hope you all enjoy this holiday. I'm going to try to enjoy in my own little way. But yeah, if you're an American missing a loved one on this 4th of July, I encourage you to keep those memories you have with them in your heart and try to do something nice for yourself today. Go see the fireworks or make some yummy food, enjoy some patriotic snacks. And just remember, you're not alone. Thank you for listening and watching, and I will catch you on the next episode of Coffee and Grief.